So in my hand, I have got the brand new 5D Mark IV from Canon. It is pretty much as the rumours were saying. There are, however, a few different things. Like the rumours, it has got a 30.4 megapixel chip, it does 4K internal, and it does have full HD. So the one I've got here is actually a pre-production model, and I would love to show you images, but we're not allowed. We're not actually allowed to put a card in the slot. I can tell you that it shoots at 7 frames a second in kind of fine JPEG, which sounds a little bit like this. I've got two cameras here. Can you tell me which one's the 5D Mark IV? It's obviously the only real difference is the thumb wheel has now got a bit of texture on, and then you've got this funny little push button there. Other than that, they feel pretty much the same way. I know the 5D Mark IV is about 50 grams lighter because it's not the magnesium frame. Instead, they've used this thing called a high impact polycarbonate. And that's basically just to do with the built-in Wi-Fi. You get a bit more range, obviously not having the Wi-Fi antenna next to a metal surround. But I've been told that the waterproofing and the kind of the weatherproofing is still the same as the Mark III, and they feel very much, very much the same camera. They both are, the EOS that we've known and loved. Other than that, it's just a little bit lighter. It's obviously got the 4K built in. It's got an uprated sensor. Have no idea about battery life. Like I say, haven't used it. All I've been doing is playing with it for about 20 minutes today. But yeah, all first impressions seem pretty good. So the autofocus points apparently in the new 5D Mark IV cover more of the frame. I can tell you that I'm looking at them side by side and I can't see any kind of noticeable difference. Autofocus, it's quite snappy. I mean, it's very good in video mode and it's quite good in the stills. I'd say it's kind of it's obviously not the fastest, going to be the fastest camera, but it is pretty snappy and it's definitely faster than my 5DS's. One of the nice things about the 5D Mark IV is it's actually got a touchscreen. And unlike touchscreens where you'd have to push quite hard, this one seems super responsive, and you can do autofocus just literally by just tapping the screen like that. And it seems very quick, very responsive, which is pretty good. You can also enable here on this little thing here, enable this thing called touch shutter, and that will enable you to take a picture just by touching the screen. So you literally just tap, it'll focus, take a picture like that. So the camera's got a few weird things when it comes to video mode. So you can shoot full HD in it, but it is not pixel to pixel. And in 4K, you are running with a 1.74 crop, so it is not full frame. So other than that, you can shoot 120 frames a second at 720. A couple of other things about the camera. It's got this really weird little knob that's been put in here. It does a couple of different things, and we think it might be user assignable, but don't hold me to that. It's got USB 3 built into the side. The trigger port has now been moved around to the front, and the branding has now been moved up off this bit under here. So one thing the rumours obviously missed was this camera does actually have built-in Wi-Fi. It's the first of the 5 series to have Wi-Fi built in, and yeah, so the range should be a bit more improved because obviously it's not being surrounded now by a metal cage. And yeah, the Wi-Fi actually on a camera like this, I think is going to be a really useful feature. I can report that there is going to be a different battery grip. It's not going to be the same one as the 5D Mark III. And I can also say that the price point is going to be $3,629, including VAT, and that's in British pounds. Obviously, in dollars it'll be, well, something else. So yeah, that is kind of the first thoughts on it. I'd love to be able to show you a bit more about it, but we can't put any card in it. So it feels very good, basically.